quadruped, or what looks like sort of a baby crawling position, is the most stable position for our hips and our spine. So it's a good place to start just to teach the athletes how to move through their pelvis and their spine and to do it correctly. So what you do is we have them come up on all fours, hands right underneath the shoulders, knees right underneath the hips. Make sure that we're not sagging a lot through here. So we want to get that nice little push. Obviously elbows looking at each other just to make sure we're in the right shape and we're not locked out. And then what you want to do is just start at that sort of tabletop shape, and you should tell them that you should be able to put a glass of water on their back and it shouldn't go anywhere. Some of the kids you'll see, they might be sort of really rounded up through here. So we don't want to be there too much. We want to try to be as flat as possible without ribs flaring or anything like that. Okay, so we're starting out in that neutral shape, and then what you want to do is have them use their abs to round that low back and tuck that pelvis under. So some people think of it as a bowl of water or a bell, and the bell is rocking forward. But it's very important to kind of poke them in the belly. Make sure that those lower abs are tight, and that's what's engaging into that rounded position. And then back to neutral, belly button should still be pulling up into spine, and then we're going to go into that arch position where we're kind of sticking our butt out. Again, abs should still be engaged. We shouldn't just be sort of falling into this position. So again, we're going to round in that low back. We can even dip our head and really round through that upper back as well. Make sure the shoulders aren't covering the ears and we're not too dominant here. And then we can go back neutral again. Abs are pulling up and in, and then we can go into that arch position. So the ribs will come out and we are going to arch, but we should be tight in through here. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're working on a little side to side. So we should be able to bend sideways. Okay, but again, we're going to work in this quadruped position, starting in that neutral or tabletop, belly button engaged, pulling up towards that spine, and then all you're going to do is bring your hip bone to the side. So you're engaging the obliques, transverse abs on that right side to pull that over, trying to keep our weight from shifting too much to one side, and then shift to the other side. So we're kind of wagging our tail like a dog. So making sure those abs are engaged, you should be able to poke them in here and feel that. It should feel a lot different than if they're not and they're just sort of all over the place. It should be a very, very distinct movement. And some other ways you can do that too is you can actually have them sit on the ball and work on the same thing. Okay, so they're going to sit on their ball here. Ball's going to be underneath them. Same thing. So they're going to work on rounding, arching, and then scooping to each side. Both pretty easy ways to just work on that mobility and the proper way to move. So you can give them a try with that and see how well they do with that.